Hey everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and let's get started with our next Stampin' on Friday. We're going to be using the Be the Star stamp set along with the Stars framelits and the Project Life cards and labels die sets. So I just pulled out my Big Shot, and I'm going to be using some very vanilla cardstock, and I'm die cutting the 3x4 card from the die set along with the two smallest stars from the stars set, and I'm going to create a little card that's going to go onto the front of a card, and I'm just going to go ahead and die cut that with my Big Shot machine. So once I have it die cut and the stars all popped out, what I'm going to do next is grab my paper piercing set, and I'm going to go ahead and do my own little faux stitched or faux stitch line going around the outside of the card. And that paper piercer set is fantastic for doing your own little faux stitching. Another thing you can also do is, I've thought about doing this and I've never really tried, is just grabbing my sewing machine and doing some stitching without thread just to create that faux stitching look. But I really like using this little essentials pack because it has so many different choices for different backgrounds. And also, if you have the Tim Holtz ruler, they have little straight holes in there so you can go ahead and do your own little holes as well. So once I have those punched out, I'm just going to take some of my Daffodil Delight seam binding, and I'm going to go ahead and tie a little bow through one of the stars right onto the side of my Project Life card. So once I have my bow tied, I just need to kind of decide which way I'm going to be stamping. I really didn't think this out before I did this punches in the star. So I needed to kind of figure out where I was going to stamp my sentiment, which today's Stampin' on Friday doesn't have a lot of stamping. It's just one little stamp. So anyway, once I kind of decide where I'm going to do that, I go ahead and take the stamp from the stamp set and stamp that out using some real red ink. And the sentiment says, be the star you are, which I think is really cute and goes great with those little star punch outs. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this onto a standard A2 size card in the Very Vanilla, and then I went ahead and cut some of the pattern paper from the Flashback collection, and then some real red cardstock that I'm going to use to mat that onto, or mat the pattern paper onto. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer that on, and my pattern paper is about 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch smaller than my cardstock, and then I'll just go ahead and mount that cardstock onto the front of my card base. The next thing I'm going to do is I took another piece of that pattern paper, which actually is the back side of that camera piece, and I am going to go ahead and pop that underneath my Project Life card. So I just cut it down to be a little bit smaller than 3x4, and then I'm just cutting off the corners so they don't stick out the top of the Project Life card since it is rounded. And once I have that done, I'm going to take some dimensionals and add some dimensionals to the back of the Project Life card. And what I did was I double layered my dimensionals to give it that little bit of an extra pop. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my dimensionals down and then peel off the backs and then layer another set of dimensionals right on top of those dimensionals to give it that extra height. So once I have the backs peeled off, I'm going to layer that onto that piece of pattern paper. And I'm just, like I said, I'm using the opposite side of the camera paper, and I'm just putting that right behind that Project Life card, and that little kind of checkered background just pokes through the stars. I'll then add some adhesive to the back of that, and then pop that right onto the front of my card base. So that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed today's Stampin' on Friday episode. As always, a list of supplies are down below and over on my blog if you want to check them out. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.